This is my first TV interview. I've turned down every single one since up until now.
Erin Wolf opening up after losing her husband, State Trooper Chad Wolf. Trooper Wolf died in a traffic crash last summer, and tonight his widow sits down with our David Custer about her loss and how she's keeping his memory alive with her 4 children. It's the third and final part of our series profiling the families of officers who died in the line of duty. Here's David.
So the siblings don't get to come up.
Erin Wolf is planning a trip to our nation's capital.
One of the hotels, this one.
A trip she never imagined she'd have to plan.
I know that God has a plan, and he has a perfect plan. And I am just a small instrument that he's going to use in his plan. And actually, Chad felt the same way.
Chad, her husband, her college sweetheart. The pair met in Pensacola, Florida, and became inseparable. They moved to Michigan to start a family and allowed Chad to chase his dream of becoming a Michigan State Trooper.
He wanted to go into law enforcement, but he wasn't really sure if that's what he truly wanted to do or if that was just a childhood dream.
Everything fell into place. They had 4 beautiful kids, bought a house in Fenton, and Chad was suiting up in blue.
Chad loved his job. He really did. It was very obvious. If you met him, he loved his job. He really enjoyed what he was doing.
But it all changed on the morning of August 28th. Chad was on patrol, riding his state police motorcycle on Dixie Highway. An elderly driver hauling an empty trailer decided to abruptly change lanes, hitting Wolf and dragging him several miles. Wolf didn't make it. The driver is now facing felony charges of reckless driving causing death. After the accident, an outpouring of love and support followed. Thousands attending Chad's funeral, offering condolences, and Erin once again found herself forced to accept another change.
We went from a very private life to a very public life overnight.
Cards, gifts, even strangers knocking at her front door.
I still receive letters in the mail, whether it's through the post or whether it's through my school or whether it's here at home from people. I received 3 last week. Erin, just wanted to let you know that we're still thinking about you. We're still praying for you. We love you.
Reminders, she calls them, of just how much people love, but sometimes a distraction in her fight to create a sense of normalcy for her 4 children.
I think they're still a little bit in shock, but we have a good time talking about their dad, telling stories about what he has done or what he would have done or how he would have reacted.
And she worries her 2 youngest may forget their dad.
I've tried to make sure that we are talking about Chad and what he would have done or vacations that we've gone on or that reminded me of your daddy. For my youngest too, not for my oldest too, because I think they're old enough that they have memories.
Memories that she too holds on to, putting her trust in God that he will carry her and her children in their darkest days.
On the days when it's really hard, it's not just me, it's him, and I'm okay with that, because he's got a hold of me. I read somewhere that they wanted us to be there.
And she knows her God will be holding her on that trip to D.C., that trip for Police Week in May. Her husband and father of her children's name, Chad Wolf, will be permanently added to the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial.
And that's why he went to work, was to shine his light, to let people see that in this dark world there is something more and something bigger to live for. So even in our darkest days, God is there.
David Custer, WNEM TV5.
And you can watch all 3 stories about the officers and their families by going to the TV5 homepage, WNEM.com.